Hello, and we're back with Omen Exitio Plague. The Rebel King. The rebels will fall. After having finished searching the 3 villages, you continue the recon mission towards the rebel camp. Which you had noticed on the map at the beginning of the mission. I did notice that for defos. Smith seemed worried that the disease might have reached the men from this village who are, in theory, friends and allies. In theory, we are the British, so I don't know if any natives are really our friends. At the entrance to this village, you find the armed men waiting for you. They have European weapons. Okay, maybe they are friends. Maybe they are. Maybe somebody's already gotten to them. Smith gestures to his men to remain calm while one of the villagers heads towards you and he speaks. He is obviously tall and strong, despite his garments hiding his muscles. He has a hostile and suspicious look there, and when he talks, his face, which is disfigured in scars, barely moves. Ew. Makwawa. My name is Makwawa. I fight against the German army for the liberation of my people. If you come in peace, you are welcome in this village. If you come to make trouble, you will not see the sunrise tomorrow. Oh, that's that classic, the natives side with one of the oppressors to get rid of the other oppressors, even though they're all oppressors. I am Smith, the captain of this regiment, and we have no hostile intentions, sure. We'd like to discuss a group of enemies which have... Makwawa moves quickly. An arm comes out from his garments, stretching out his hand in front of him. Rep right and steady, interrupting the captain's words. Good. You come in. You wait here. Am I the one that comes in? Am I the one that waits here? He points at me, Smith, and Betsarai and gestures for you to go beyond the entrance to the village. Oh, okay. I approach the captain and ask for explanations while I start walking behind the rebel chief. The rebels are on our side. They often spill over into British territory to escape the chase of our common enemy, the Germans. They are a good ally in this war. Okay. Makwawa orders some of his men to watch the other members of your unit. He has an iron and authoritative voice, but unlike Smith, he doesn't need to raise it to be heard. He moves his hands, the gesturing of his body seems to hypnotize anyone he faces, inducing them to bend to his will. So powerful. The British government supports you, Makwawa. You don't need these precautions. We are on your side. Makwawa's mouth twists and then he starts to talk. Makwawa is on his side only. I trust no one. I'll protect my people at all costs. That is an enlightened view, sir. British or German, if you're my guest, you follow my rules. Oh my god. Can I get anything? Am I rich yet? No, I can't. This stuff is costing so much. I wonder if the next time... Should I go for a 3-fer? Or do you think I should get some of these lesser ones up? I feel like they're going to start throwing some higher tier checks at us. And if I don't have any, like, higher tier skills built up, I swear I might be fucked. I don't know. Not sure. Don't know. Smith remains silent for a few instants, then he turns to you and Betsarai, giving a knowing glance. The message is very clear. Captain nods to you, and then he turns back to Makwawa. What do you know about the disease? Tell me everything. Tell me everything. Makwawa glares back at you, his eyes scrutinize you, trying to read your intentions. He switches from you to Betsarai to Smith, where his eyes stop. Their huge personalities seem to clash for a handful of tense, silent seconds, fighting a battle without winners or losers. Both men refuse to stop staring at one another. Okay, can you answer my question, please? I've heard stories of people who cry blood, people who suffer. No sick man has entered my village. They die before. I was good at observing, right? Yeah. They're not gonna throw a 3-fer at me yet, are they? Yeah. Although Makwawa is unfathomable, seemingly incapable of showing emotion, his men immediately become jittery at the mention of the disease, exchanging anxious looks and holding their weapons to their chests as if they could protect them from the disease. No, that's not how that works. Oh, screams burst through the village gates. Your stomach lurches, turning upside down and pushing against your lungs. Your hearts start beating... Oh, my hearts, not hearts. I'm not a Time Lord. Your heart starts beating rapidly, while you can't help thinking that this was a trap all along. Were you wrong to trust these men? Maybe they're just doing like a haka or something. You don't know. I'm gonna get an agility. That might be a mistake. I might should put one of these up to 3, but I'm not gonna. We will suffer. You run towards the screams, followed by Smith and Betsarai. Some rebels are carrying an injured man to a clearing where they put him down gently. You take a breath. Your comrades are safe and sound. Then you get to work, bending down to tend to the injured man. You ask for light. You need to see the condition of his wounds. Oh, I'm going to need to pass a medicine check, aren't I? The injured rebel is screaming in agony. Oh. He has a nasty wound on his stomach, and it seems painful, probably caused by the bayonet piercing his... I wonder what's causing this. Maybe the bayonet hanging out of him. It barely missed his organs. If that makes you feel any better, guy. Maybe you can try and save him. I should try. Yeah. You barge through the men and pull out your medical kit. You clean the wound to prevent infection and quickly suture it carefully. That's all you can do at the moment. Awesome. He must be taken care of, but he'll live. He grabs frantically at your sleeve. From the pained expression on his face, it seems he wants to tell you something. You move in closer. I don't know if you should. Not the well. I beg you. What well? Is it that well right there in the picture? You don't understand what the man means. Is there bad shit down there? Is the disease down there? Don't drink the water from here. I don't trust it. You'd like to ask him directly, but you suddenly realize how messy the situation is getting. Makwawa is shouting at his men, who head inside the huts to gather weapons. You approach Betsarai to ask him for clarifications. What happened, Betsarai? Oh shit, the Hun! You have no idea what Germans want from this village, but you don't like it at all. You're still reflecting on links between Makwawa's camp and the German needs when you think of the injured rebel. If a battle's going to happen, you need to carry him to a safe place. You remember his face well. He seemed terrified. You remember he mentioned a well. What did he mean? I don't think he wanted to go there. I think he was warning against it. You see Betsarai from afar, and he gestures for you to follow. You instinctively move closer, and for a moment, the man loses himself, staring with a weird, almost stupefied smile. Then he blinks and pulls himself together, pointing at something. A well in the middle of the village. How'd you not notice it before? It was right in the picture. I noticed it immediately. The rebels are busy arranging the village defense. It's clear they weren't expecting such a sudden invasion, and they're running in all directions, bringing equipment and weapons and yelling in their language. Smith walks away to warn the rest of the troop to get ready if reinforcement is needed. What language do they speak in Zanzibar? I don't know. What language are they speaking? No one notices you, so you decide this is the right moment to get closer to the well and try to figure out what it hides. What would a clue even be? It's a well. You stare directly down into the evil well. I feel like this is a threefer. I feel like they want me to have 3 observation to be able to do this. I just passed a 2 observation check. They're not gonna throw 2 twos at me, are they? I'm just gonna analyze. You throw a stone into the well and wait to hear it splash. Instead, a couple seconds later, the rock makes a faint thud. While you realize this truth, you see 2 figures heading to you. You hide. 2 men are approaching, carrying something, a corpse wrapped in a blanket. You're forced to look away, flattening yourself against the rock of the well and sitting there. You hold your breath when the 2 men's shadows are projected beyond your position, listening. Oh, are they putting bodies in there? Definitely don't drink from it. You hear the heavy weight swaying and the thud of the body thrown in the well. Yeah. The sound of cracking bones makes you shiver. Ew. You think about Makwawa's words. No sick man has entered my village. They died before. Huh? I guess that works. It's technically correct, you know. You wait to hear if there are any more steps, ensuring that the men are leaving, and then you come out of your hiding place and go to examine the well more thoroughly. That little abyss in the ground hides more than mere mud. Oh. Oh, get down there? You want me to fucking go down there, game? I did just up my agility. I don't really want to go down there. That seems like a wretched, horrible place to go, but I will. Oh, shit! This was a terrible decision. You climb over the well with care and enter its mouth. So they're on threefers now. You climb over the well with care and enter its mouth. You grab onto the edge and start to search for protruding stones to climb down. Maybe a good thing to do would be to focus on like 2 or 3 of these. Maybe like spreading our points around to all of them is not a good idea. Cause then we'll be a jack of all trades, but a master of none, and they will demand mastery. Don't you think? You can't see a thing and your foot misses a foothold. You slip, falling into the well. This is wretched. Why did I do this? You take a hard blow to your back, but you're still in one piece. This is... Oh, I'm injured again. Oh, good God. A sugary smell immediately attacks your nostrils. Oh, I don't like when my nostrils are attacked. You perfectly recognize the rotting stench of the place. The sounds of your steps echo against the walls of the little cave, letting you know that around you the descent widens into a bit of a dome, forming a half-spherical dip which surrounds you in a claustrophobic ring. This is like one of those choose-your-own-adventure bits where you die and you have to like put your fingers on the different pages. Did you do that? I did that. You'd put your fingers, you'd like keep track of where you are. And so when I die, I'm like, well, I don't want to start again from the beginning, and I'd cheat. I cheated. I cheated at books. You take a few steps before your right foot meets something soft. You lower your sight and you find a couple of wide open eyes. It's the man you tried to help, dead and smashed on the well. Oh, the man I just tried to help? Really? Well, piss. That was no good at all. Your heart stops for an instant and you step back. Do we have sanity in this? Is this a Cthulhu? Because this seems like a place where my sanity would go away. When your eyes start getting used to darkness, you begin to realize there are several corpses piled up in that well, some kind of mass grave, or maybe the place where people convicted by Makwawa end up. A sudden wailing which bounces you on the cave's walls makes you jolt. You crouch and stretch your arms out in front of you, groping around to avoid falling over the corpses. There must be someone still alive down here, you're sure of it. Why? Why are you sure of this? You touch many dead bodies, some of them already rotting. Oh. A knot tightens your stomach and you have to draw on all your focus and willpower not to vomit. While you explore that awful pit of putrefaction, you find a more recently dead body, and although you can't see it, you reach for the nape of its neck with your fingers, and your fingertips brush against a swelling you know well. The diamond punctures in the inner circle. Makwawa lied. Oh, I can't see nothing. I can't see nothing. I ain't got no light. Do I not have no light? What do I have? I got guns, a magnifying glass, flasks, medical equipment. Ain't nobody gave me a lantern, goddammit. What was this? I descended into the depths of the well and discovered a hidden secret. Ooh. What is mine now? I am injured. Just injured. Can this be fixed, or is this a permanent thing? Is this like, if you get injured too many times, you dead? Is that what that is? You try to climb back up, but it's definitely more complex than the descent. A trickle of sweat falls down the nape of your neck, and the thought of getting stuck in this awful place turns your muscles to jelly. Oh, that's not good. You can't imagine how these men felt when, thrown inside the well, they found themselves still alive, left there in misery to die of starvation. What a horrible place. You put these thoughts out of your mind. You must get out somehow. You yell up to the top of the well for help, but, well, the Hun is here, so I don't know if anybody's going to hear you. Oh! At some point, when your throat is becoming painfully hoarse, you see a rope being lowered into your prison. Without hesitation and with your eyes filled with tears, you grab it and quickly climb. It's Betsarai, who greets you with his bizarre, wild look. He smiles at you, pulling the top of the rope, allowing you to escape that terrible fate. Without thought, you embrace him, showing the extent of your gratitude and relief. Thank you, Betsarai! Then you decide to go... Anyway, that whole adventure. And then you decide to go back to Smith and the rest of the men. Your clothes are still saturated with the stench of death, and you'll likely forget the horror. Or, you'll unlikely forget the horror you just witnessed for a long time. Yeah, I'd know that for a while. Smith is gathering his men with his usual military frown. When he notices you approaching, he sees your distraught face. Alarmed, he grabs your shoulders and starts shaking you violently. Huntington, where the fuck have you been? What is the stench? I searched the well in the middle of the village. It's full of corpses. Makwawa is hiding something. I think you're right, Huntington. We've picked a terrible ally, and I can't let this fanatic threaten me or my men. Yeah. Smith's expression shows aversion and disgust towards the rebel chief, a tyrannical ruler able to subjugate his entire tribe with terror. After a slight hesitation, Captain seems to come back to his senses, regaining his military bearing, and he gives an order to the men. Oh, ready your weapons. The Hun are coming! All of Makwawa's men are gathered in the village square. You join them, getting into formation alongside them to organize the village's defenses. How long were we down there exactly? The Hun are coming. You're seized by doubt. Why did Makwawa need to lie about the disease? What is the real source of his secrecy and lack of cooperation? Something I'm wondering. How long does concoction last? I took some of it, so I would, but they were drinking it every day. The other village. How much of that shit do I gotta go through to be cool? What is the real source of his secrecy and lack of cooperation? While you're deep in thought, you see Captain Smith moving towards the rebel chief, ready to confront him. The two men look intently at each other for a short while, their stares meeting as if trying to defeat one another. Even before the two men start talking, it's trench warfare, a war of attrition which neither of the adversaries seems to want to lose. Finally, when it's clear to both men that the rival won't lower their eyes, Smith is the one who starts talking. Are y'all gonna fuck or something? I don't like it when an ally of mine hides information from me. If we survive, we'll have much to discuss. What happens in my village is no business of yours. Well, I think it may be, in this instance. Makwawa's word makes Smith twitch, and he becomes visibly enraged. As for the rebel chief, Makwawa is still staring back at your captain. The two men seem ready to come to blows at any moment. Smith's voice is getting louder and louder. Makwawa's composure is starting to waver under the military man's verbal assault. So powerful, the British. You fear you're wrong in sharing your doubts with Smith in such a delicate moment. You must try to do something to prevent the situation from getting any worse. I feel like I'm gonna fail this, because they're wanting 3 now, and I don't have 3 in speech. But maybe I should do something. Maybe I shouldn't ignore it. I'm going between either ignore it or reason with Makwawa. I don't like when I fail these checks because then they beat me up and hurt me. Maybe we'll just... But we need to do it, because if we ignore all the shit, then we'll never level up our things. Do it. Fit! Goddamn shit! Why won't you understand? Makwawa only needs help from Makwawa, against the Germans and against the disease. Okay. He answers with disdain and a hint of fanaticism. He's the ruler of this village, and he'll do what he pleases with no interference whatsoever. Of course. The two commanders are still staring at each other down. The tension is palpable, and it looks like the disagreement could break out into an all-out fight. Your small regiment surely won't be able to overpower Makwawa's private army. I'm sure not. Okay, no, it's fine. It's not me, not Captain. We're good. One of Makwawa's men drops to the ground like a sack of potatoes without a word or even a whimper. He dies suddenly, leaving only a dry thud and a small cloud of dust. The shot comes from afar and is immediately followed by more. You're under attack! The Germans are here! Bastards. The village is plunged into chaos and you find yourself lost, pushed around blindly, not really knowing what to do. The Germans are so often the villains. Not an unexpected thing or anything. I just find it interesting how, like, when have the Germans been the heroes? When's that time? Just a minute ago, you were trying to conciliate Smith and Makwawa's in their altercation. Now you have no idea where to go. With an effort, you manage to focus, look around to get a general idea of the situation, and prepare to face the enemies. Oh, shit. You glance at those around you. Right now, there are no more disagreements, quarrels, or changes of attitude. Gone are the healthy men, the diseased, the threats, everything you lived before the enemy arrived. Screams and gunfire are the only sounds which can be heard inside the village. You and the rebels are united in a single desperate mission, survival. The Germans advance and more start emerging, ghost-like from the dense jungle. Creepy. Where you're crouched is overly exposed to the enemy. I don't like that. So when you notice O'Bannon running towards a nearby hut, you opt to follow him. Unfortunately, the cover fire provided by your companions doesn't appear to be enough to protect you from the German guns. Oh, so much so that you're forced to change your trajectory, ending up in another home. You look out into the darkness of the night, but you can't see anything. You aim your weapon out into the darkness. Outside, the raging sounds of fighting carries on. Shots and screams swirling together in the furnace of battle. Then a different sound, clear and very close behind you. You spin around to see the light reflecting off the blade of a knife as it slashes through the air right about the height of your neck. Shit! I just upped this. I don't know if it'll be enough. Are we gonna start... What? Fighting sure as hell ain't enough, so we're gonna have to go with agility. Pissing shit! I'm failing everything! Oh, this isn't good. This is bad. This is very bad. You try to dodge the enemy attack, but you still receive a flesh wound on your arm. Where did it all go wrong? It was when I put that 1 point into agility. It fucked me up from that point on. We're gonna die. We're gonna fucking die. However, with your opponent off balance, you manage to get him to the ground with a sharp kick. A rebel comes in right as the enemy is about to counterattack, and he fires, killing him. Thank you. Oh, piss! I'm gonna fucking die. I didn't think this game was so hard. Since when has choose your own adventure been a difficult thing? Millennia was nothing to this. By now, all the Germans have reached the village. They are a resolute, disciplined group. Of course they are. Never breaking formation. They move as one with such precision that they resemble machines more than flesh and blood humans. Of course they do! The fucking German machine. The rebels and your companions are hiding patiently, waiting for the right moment to attack and catch the invaders off guard. Can we do more training or something? I don't think I got enough. Time seems to stretch and all sounds become muffled. You're charging, you vaguely remember when you started running or screaming, kicking the dirt of the ground beneath you, the dust engulfs you, accompanying your charge, swirling around you as if to lash at your enemies. You cannot see them from amongst this chaotic prelude to battle, but you know that O'Bannon and Vespucci are at your side, and you even caught a glimpse of Betsarai joining the attack. How nice. Even though all the rebels have joined you in setting upon the Germans, the enemy's defensive proves to be very effective. They stand firm side by side like an ancient Greek phalanx, and bullets rain down on whoever tries to get close. A barrage of gunfire ensues, wave after wave of lead crashing into your comrades and the rebels. Makwawa incites the rebels to fight and not to give up. He's shouting for the first time since you arrived in his village. He resembles a deity standing tall in the midst of his small army. He yells like a man possessed, waving his arms and shouting orders as if his words were infused with a magic and capable of turning them into reality. A bullet kills him where he stands, piercing through his forehead, his mouth still open, his eyes wild, frozen with the look of someone who believes utterly in his own immortality. He falls to the ground like a defeated titan, and the rebels surrounding him stare in horror at the corpse of one who, after all, was simply a human being. Oh shit. Betsarai is stabbed in the stomach with a bayonet, and horrified, you see Ed and Ryan fall under the enemy onslaught as well. Oh, did I die? Is this a bad? A bullet to the back takes down the Irishman, while the half-Italian drops to the ground when a bullet hits his arm, and another enters his lower abdomen. Shit! Wait, did it say I failed an achievement? What does that mean? I want to see what the Germans attack. Oh. What could have done differently? Was it that man I didn't kill? Did that fuck everything up? Piss. So we've lost everybody. This is fun. Over and over you cry out their names. Panic chokes you and rips you away from that eerie suspended world in which your mind had been stuck. Time regains its usual speed, and the roar of battle shakes the very ground. You run towards Ryan to try and help him, but a German soldier is suddenly upon you. You manage to block the blade of his bayonet a couple inches from your neck. I want to fucking get out of here. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I need to leave. I need to fucking leave. I need to level up. I need to fucking level up. The German soldier tries to skewer you with his bayonet, but you dodge his attempt with a quick sidestep and punch him square in the face with the left jab. You gain a couple of seconds as the enemy hits the ground, stunned and taken aback by your strength. Taking advantage of this, you run towards the hut. You'll be safer there. Yeah, get the fuck out of there. Paralyzed by fear, you cannot move or use your common sense to do anything but catch your breath and listen to the sounds of the battle, which are growing more and more violent. Suddenly, a grubby hand covers your mouth, filling it with the bitter taste of sweat and dirt. Oh. You try to wriggle free, but to no avail. The man behind you is holding you with the strength of an iron vice and prevents you from making even the tiniest of movements. Well, he's not killing me. So, well, he didn't kill me. He didn't kill me. A butt of a gun just struck my temple. You try to turn around, but can only make out shapes and colors that are too much to bear. You stagger and feel your knees buckle underneath you. You are knocked out and lose consciousness. I bet going into the well prevented us from, like, preparing for the battle. I bet that was a you have to decide there. Well, I don't know if that helped me at all. It just told me that the symbol was down there as well, which is not really something I didn't know already. So that's nice. Wake up, Huntington. Struggling to open... Wait. I'm still here. Interesting. Your head is pounding, and it takes you some time to remember where you are and what has happened. Captain Smith is standing in front of you. Who knocked me unconscious, then? We've got to get out of here and quick. Yeah. With his help, you're on your feet again, and the very first thing you do is check your pockets. They're completely empty. Pissing shit. I've lost everything. It's all gone. But my Derringer! Get a move on, soldier. We've got no time. What fucking use was it even? Pissing shit. God damn it. Oh, the March of the Destitute. Well, that was fun. I think that's the most I've failed ever in this. That was like 3 failed checks or something. That's not good. That's none of that was good. That's our falling from grace right there. That was like everything was going right until then, and then it went so terribly wrong. We've like lost several people. They're all dead. Like, we lost, I mean, I assume Betsarai dead. Well, Scott's alive. Scott is still alive, everybody, and with that, we can move along. But I assume Ryan's dead, and Ed O'Ban, and he's dead. Our boys are dead. Pissing shit. Ain't that the most depressing thing right there? Just ain't it. What's our map say? Is there anything in... No. We don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. I hope I can get my stuff back. I hope I, like, invade a German camp or something and get it back, because if I lost it all from doing so badly, that's real sad. That doesn't imply good things for the future. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that failure. If you did, come back and see me next time. Goodbye!